It looks good when it's this full.
Litecoin is up. I haven't seen Litecoin up in a long time.
What is it called? Litecoin?
That means something is gonna happen. Have you looked at this movie?
No, I haven't seen that. She just withdrew it. She didn't answer my questions.
Who is that?
Rose Clark.
So we don't have anybody.
We don't have anybody. Yeah, for now. And this Alex guy, besides the guy who said that they would want to rent it for a photo shoot,
That one has like either one.
I haven't heard back. He said he would confirm the days.
So do you have any questions?
He hasn't said anything. So, just waiting. I'm not worried because every time something like this has happened in the last couple months, we get a better renter. We always get someone.
You're right, we need more there.
Yeah, because it's not filled up on the sides. And also, what about in the back? Like, that definitely needs dirt as well.
We need way more. We need like,
That's what I'm saying.
we need about 10 of those things.
Yeah.
Fill it up real nicely with it. It's very good. And the amount of work it took me just to move it from here, it would have been way more work to move it from their house.
That's gonna be more of a project.
Oh
yeah.
my, I wouldn't even do it. I'd go hire someone to do it.
Really?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
I don't want to injure myself. You have to think, well, if I injure myself now, then that's a bigger problem.
Well, we have health insurance.
But still, it's a bigger
Yeah.
problem. Because it's going to be more expensive
Yeah, that's
versus
true.
going out there and hiring someone for $50 and they'll do the whole thing.
Wow.
I know.
It's just so...
I know. It's not worth it at all.
But then I'm like, and they only charge $50. Like, if there's so many, if they're that level of risks involved in moving the dirt, I mean, they should charge way more than that.
But they don't.
They don't.
Because
yeah.
they can't. You know, the market does not pay them more. So you have to use them because my time is worth way more than theirs. If I get injured, that's tens of thousands of dollars a month that doesn't come in.
Right. Yeah, I mean...
I was trying to save $50.
Because you're trying to save $50. Yeah, you're right. Because, you know...
Yeah, it's not worth it at all. Just small work here and there is fine for exercise.
Yeah, but if you can't do your job, then yeah, you're right.
But once it becomes a major project like that, you need to hire someone. Unless your time is not worth that much. Usually when you get older, your time is worth less and less. But at this age, in my prime,
What's your time worth?
you ask me, time is worth like $1,000 an hour.
But what is your
Right.
time actually worth? What do people pay you your time?
my time is no. You can't pay me for my time.
Okay.
No one can afford my time, actually, because it's an asset that has a finite amount, and it's irreplaceable.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not renewable. Once it's gone, it's gone. That kind of asset is usually very expensive. It's like gold.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to dig up gold, so it's very expensive. So, same thing applies. Same principle applies to my time. Given that my
So
career,
should everyone charge more on all their services and goods and all that? Because, I mean, everyone should have that.
of course, society and civilization has brainwashed us to think that our time is worth less, but our time is the most expensive asset that we have. But because of the way society is set up, what we can't do anything about it. So what you can do, it's also the most accessible asset. Everybody has it, free. So you use your time since it's free to create value that you can now sell to people for what you think you're worth. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that sit around their house and go and play victim that they're poor.
Right.
But
Yeah.
they have time. And that's the one thing that is free and they can apply it to anything. I mean, they can sit in their house and work on any hustle, any project. Let's say they could decide to create a sculpture. This guy can sit in his house for 24 hours building that sculpture. And when it's done, maybe it takes him a week to complete. He'll sell that sculpture for however much he thinks. Let's say he puts a $5,000 price tag on that. He'll sell it to the person who will pay him for it. And that'll pay him for his time.
Right.
And he's doing it something, he's using his time to do something he actually cares about. He likes making sculptures. So, but that's not how we were raised.
How were we raised?
We were raised to be employees, to serve people, to work for a living.
Yeah.
We were raised that we go to school and you learn, you
The
take
system
these subjects.
that we were raised with is totally different.
Right. You take these courses so that you can be ready, and we'll give you a piece of paper. And then with that piece of paper, you go to the different corporations and beg for a job. And then they'll give you a job for however
Getting
much
the
they
job
think
is
they-
the goal. That's the accomplishment.
That was the goal. But that's not the goal.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been the goal. The goal should have been helping us and encouraging us to make the most of time, of our time on Earth. Like experiment. There's so much to experiment. Is it farming? Is it like there? First of all, there are very few things that we rely upon as basic needs, as our basic needs as human beings to survive. Food, water, sleep, shelter. Okay, let's say things. No, sleep is not a thing. Okay, there's a food, water, shelter, clothing. Well, clothing can be objective. So let's leave.
Okay, I guess
It's
you're not
optional.
gonna die, but it's kind of necessary.
Okay,
Can't
clothing
just
is
go
optional.
walking
So
down
let's
the
just
street.
stick with food, water, air, and shelter. These 4 items we must have. Every human being, if you think you don't have any talent, you can at least spend your time providing those 4 items, either one of those 4 items, to other people, and they'll pay you anything for it because they need it to survive. Let's pick one: water. If you think you're not smart to go to school, or you're not skilled or talented, how about you sell water? You find a way to go get water from where it's free in the natural springs, transport it to your city, and sell it. You don't think people will pay you for it?
Of course they would, but I mean, in
Exactly.
society already, we have ways to get water, and we don't even value it that much. Water's cheap.
Because we already have it for cheaper here. We've already
Right.
sourced our water. But there are places, there are remote areas that don't have it. That haven't
You're
sourced
right.
it the way we have here. You live in the urban area, city. You live in the middle of the city, so you're saying that go out to the country. They still have to dig up their wells or run their waters in from somewhere. You can open a store selling bottled water in the country. You can do that. Or cold water. There are also different kinds of water. If water was so, if we figured out water here in the city, why are people still buying water at the gas station? Why are people buying bottled water?
Oh, that's just for convenience.
Exactly. That's what people like to pay for, then give it to them.
Yeah, you're right.
Convenience is another word for time. People are trying to reclaim their time.
Mm.
I don't want to have to
You want to have to go home,
go
and
home,
drink water, or go home and get a water bottle, and
fill it up,
and
and
go back
take it with you. That's too much time. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna stop by and grab an already bottled water that's already cool and drink it. You're buying back your time because that's the our most valuable asset. We pay any amount to buy that back. That's why Facebook and all these tech companies, they figured out a way to give us back our time for free in most cases. Think about what Google did for us. You used to have to go to the library and sit down and search through encyclopedias to learn about anything.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those days.
Yeah, I remember those days. Like we would have to go to the library, and then you have to check out the book.
You have to
and
check
then
out the
go
book.
home, and then
You have to read it.
you have to read it and like write down your notes, and
Google.
it was a problem.
Google.
And then you have
and-
to get enough bookmarkers so you can just like.
Listen, Google with one website wiped that entire thing out
It's just
completely
crazy.
and gave us back our time. That's
Yeah.
what people are paying. That's what people are willing to. We're willing to trade everything, including our privacy, our civil rights. We're willing to trade all of that to get that free time. That time that Google is saving us, we're willing to do that. That's how valuable time is. So what we spend a lot of time. People are not paying attention to what's right in front of them. Our minds are out, too far out. We're thinking about all these massive things like climate change.
Yeah.
Climate change, yo. The audacity of human beings to think that they can stop climate change if it was really happening. Do you understand what I'm saying? This earth has been around for a very long time. I'm talking about billions of years.
The Earth always changes climate every so often.
And we're here
Yeah.
less than 70 years at a time.
Just a tiny little
A blip. In
blip
time.
of the Earth's time.
And we think we can control Earth. Or we can try to
She's
change
already
anything.
going through her own, cycles, like her own natural, what she
Yeah.
wants to do, what Earth wants to do, and we're just
If
like,
okay, think about
we
it this
want to
way.
stop it.
Think about it this way. If Earth was
Who's more powerful?
Wait, listen. If Earth was a human being,
Uh-huh.
I think climate change is just mood swings. Earth is having mood swings,
I guess.
or is this, evolving? I don't know. I think it's just if the climate of Earth, climate is like.
But also think about it, like as we grow, our bodies change. Like
Exactly, we're transforming as human
so
beings.
This is just
Let's say,
another
for instance,
transformation.
if climate is your hair, right, and climate is to Earth what hair is to you. Your hair has changed so many times in the 30 some odd years you've
I
been
know
alive.
my hair has definitely changed.
So why are we concerned that
All
climate
the
change
time.
is happening?
Yeah.
It seems like a very arrogant and selfish thing. We're more concerned about ourselves, not Mother Earth, the organism.
Yeah, obviously.
Organism who owns the damn climate.
Right.
And we're like, oh, climate is changing for us human beings. We need to be
We
like,
must have done
freak
it.
out. It's our fault.
We should change it. We need to stop it.
What the listen to me, yo. You arrogant little human being. Just
Earth is
appreciate
her own
what you
person,
have,
her
and
own
that's
body,
it.
her own consciousness. She's gonna do it.
It's gonna happen, whether we like it
Yeah.
or not. Just enjoy the little 70 years you have here. First of all, why don't you start by stop destroying things? Start there.
That would just help a little bit. It might make an incremental difference, or just in your life.
Start by stop
Yeah.
making all this synthetic crap that we're loading up the environment with.
Right. Yeah.
Go back to organic stuff. Focus on those 4 things. What is it? Food, water, shelter, air. Make these 4 things as organic as possible, right? And tell me this earth will not change.
I'm pretty sure it will.
Just by you being better, a better human being. We're busy trying to effect the external when the answers are within. Like,
Yeah.
here, change yourself, be a better human being, and the earth will respond to you. Yeah. So I don't know. I can go on and on about this stuff, but it just blows my mind that this is not common sense to people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot that goes on in the news and social media.
They just sit there.
Everyone hears a different thing, and everyone's thinking a different thing. So, we're gonna have I mean, there are a variety of thoughts on this topic.
When I listen to the debates on television, it's just cringeworthy.
Right.
It makes me just wonder what kind of imbeciles am I am I sharing a species with? You know, these people are human beings. It's like we have this God-given knowledge and brain and thinking faculty, the ability to critically think, and we don't use it. We just toss it to the side, and we behave like primates, like primitive beings, like animals.
Yeah.
Our animal side is stronger than our thinking side. The God-given knowledge, wisdom that we have as human beings, we don't apply it. Where we spend a lot of time in our base mode.
Yeah.
You know,
Our
there's
animal
beast
brain.
mode and there's base mode. We're in that base mode.
Right.
We need to upgrade, man. Like, for real.
It's because we're constantly thinking about survival.
We need to upgrade, like yesterday. I'm thinking of it like someone using a Mac 11 versus a MacBook Air, 2020 MacBook Air. Difference is clear.
Is it really?
First of all, MacBook Air is not even where it needs to be in terms of technology. It's still like crappy.
But it's a very expensive computer.
No. Stay with me. Mac 2011 Mac. It feels like shit when you touch it, right?
Wow. Dang.
So now parallel that with human beings. I think that we're MacBook
Air, 2011 MacBook Airs.
We're like 1999 Apple.
Oh.
You know how clunky that thing
So
looked?
we're not even crappy. We're worse than crappy.
We're worse than crappy. We haven't even made it to 2020 levels yet.
Oh.
For real.
Well, that's just sad.
It's sad. The debates are so basic, so simplified. Like, damn, these are human beings that are supposed
These are
to be
intellectuals.
higher beings, and they're arguing about skin color.
Yeah.
Freaking skin color. The
Still
one
a
thing you have
problem.
no control over. That's
Yeah.
what we spend our days arguing.
We spend our days arguing and doing events and fighting and like it's actually mind blowing. It's skin color.
Color.
Unbelievable.
If we're busy arguing about skin color, the difference in our skin colors,
We are never.
we're never
make
gonna
it.
get to argue about the real things. The real.
Well, that's why there are people who are above everyone, and that's just a select few because they keep everybody in that like let's argue about these petty small little things.
That's a shame.
They keep everyone occupied on the smallest things that don't really matter, so no one can really level up because we're so busy with this.
Arguing about the dumbest shit.
Yeah. Can't solve it already? Seriously?
That's why our problems are not solved.
Yeah.
That's why the world is shit. Because we're not arguing.
We haven't been able to move to a high
We're not having
level up to.
We're not having evolved conversations.
Yeah, we're not.
It's shameful because we're capable of having evolved conversations.
Yeah.
That's why I respect code and programming.
And that's why I like machines better.
I like machine learning. It's amazing, like artificial. First of all, there's no such thing as artificial intelligence. I think it's just intelligence.
Uh-huh.
We're arrogant to think that
To call that artificial
it's
because
not real.
it's synthetic.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're
Ours
real.
is the real one.
We're the real intelligence.
It's
The
crazy.
artificial one is
We're very
definitely-
arrogant beings.
Well, we just want to
Artificial
like put things in their place. So
How about intelligence squared? That's what it is. We're intelligence, and that's intelligence exponential. Intelligence raised to the power of n, because we don't even know how big it really is. Okay. Anyway, I think their language, that programming language, is way more advanced than what we're doing right now, exchanging letters of the alphabet and sounds. That's how Chuck hears us.
Oh my gosh, that's what she thinks we're doing.
Yeah, it's. What do you think she's
It's like they just make sounds all day. They just sit out on the porch and like make these weird sounds for 20 minutes and then go inside and eat. We don't understand. I don't. Why?
It's like,
These
well,
humans, they do weird things. None of it makes sense.
They make sounds.
She's like, they do it every day. It's so weird. I don't know how to handle it. I just lay next to them.
Check this out. But when we see two birds chirping at each other, we think they're weird.
I know. We're just like, oh, look at them. They're making sounds. Aww.
They're probably having conversation just like we are right now.
We're just like, nothing intelligent comes out of that. But they're cute.
Very
They're
cute.
so
They're
pretty.
they're
Those are
chirping.
nice sounds.
And they're making wee 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 They're talking. They're having
They're
a full-on
communicating.
they're communicating. They're a family. This earth, the universe amazes me. Every time I think about these things, I just feel so filled with gratitude for the opportunity to be here.
Yeah.
It's an amazing
It's a privilege
gift
to be human.
to
It
experience
is a
this.
gift. It's experiences, especially experiences like as you are.
Yeah. We're occupied, worried about the wrong things. Worried about why the HOA keeps ripping me off, or why Bank
Or
of
the HOA
America.
has ridiculous rules. They make you sign petitions when someone wants to build a pool.
Or whether the next president will be Trump
Or Kanye.
or Kanye.
Or the other guy who was there. Biden. I was there.
I was there. The president was black. I was his
I
vice
was
president.
there when he was black.
We're worried about artificial things we created. We created that BS and we're worried about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Instead of worrying about more important things. Like feeding the fish,
Yeah.
tending to the gardens, making more trees, replenishing the earth, going around building like creating more grass and flower beds. Like it should be a job to whenever you see dead grass anywhere, your job is to green it up again and tend to it, and we pay you, make sure you get fed because you're doing that. That should be a job in itself. I'm serious. Think about it. How many times do you drive around and you're like, oh my god, this looks
That
an
looks
eyesore,
ugly.
this is ugly.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's the
Abandoned
environment.
land, and yeah,
It should be somebody's job to
take care of
stop
it, yeah.
immediately and tender to that place. Okay, you see what I'm saying?
Why is that not a priority?
Why is that
in
not a
cities?
priority? Instead, one of our priorities, you want to hear this?
What is our priority?
This is someone's job, career, that
What?
they spend 30 years in.
Did they go to school for this career?
They also went to school. They took
went
out
to school
student
for,
loans.
oh my god, they have student loans for what is this winning career?
Here it comes.
Here it comes. Did their dad want them to be this?
Yes, they were like, this is
dad
the
was-
family tradition.
What is it?
The parking meter attendant. You know the lady that gives the parking tickets and make sure that the parking meter is filled?
Yeah.
Or-
that one lady that we had to argue with that one time last year. She had to explain to us what the details of that sign,
the
because
sign.
given the fact that it said you're allowed to, or it said no parking, and it had like 2 to 5 or something like that, and then we assumed that, okay, well, as long as it's not in that time frame, we should be able
Which
to
is
park.
Right. Yeah, no. It doesn't work that way. You have to go
she
to
had
law school to read
really
the street
explain
signs.
that sign.
You need to go to law school to read those street signs. They're intentionally written to confuse you.
They are, so that they can give you more tickets. Like, just, it's ridiculous.
Anyway, yeah, that's someone's career. Lifelong career. In my opinion, that's a waste of a life. As sad as it sounds,
Yeah, it does sound really sad.
because that's not a job that contributes back to the planet.
No,
Every-
actually, you're right. That does nothing but make people mad.
I think the worst is actually
It's
traders.
confusion and anger.
Sure, like the worst.
frustration,
It just occurred to me that the worst is stock traders. Like if you're doing anything that's not contributing back to humanity,
I know.
you're a waste of life.
Yet that's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we take pride in.
doing.
Like, we go to school for those things.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like these kind
And
of thoughts.
people who do that make way more money than anyone
Exactly.
else.
The less value you give back to the universe, the more money you get, the more you're rewarded.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
shame.
ridiculous that it's
It's
set
a
up like
shame.
that.
Humanity has got it backwards.
It really is, because it seems like the people who contribute the least to society make the most money. Think of other professions.
Actors, football players.
Football players, they're just playing a game.
They're just
and
playing
working
games.
out all day. They're just having fun, working out and playing their game.
And they're the most rewarded.
Yes.
As
get to be so
celebrities,
famous
actors.
as
Actors is the worst. I'm trying to figure out what is the
Well,
job.
it's entertainment.
So
So, I mean, you know,
that spreads joy. Okay.
Entertainment
Actors
helps your
are
day.
important. Actors deserve their money.
I think so. Or at least some of that money. They do something.
Yeah. Because they're bringing laughter, especially comedians. I have a lot.
Yeah,
Comedians
I really,
deserve a special
comedians
place in
are.
heaven. For real, no joke.
No, yeah, they.
Because the act of bringing happiness and joy to someone,
Mm-hmm.
that's yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
a lot.
That's a lot. I'll pay a lot of. They need to be making way more.
Yeah, because if we go to like a comedy show, it's only gonna be $20, surprisingly. And when you know, the theater with the recliners and like the food, that's that expensive theater.
Mhm.
That's like 25 or some more than $25, right, per ticket just to get in and see a movie.
Yeah.
You're watching a live comedy show and you pay less money than you paid
Yeah.
to go see a movie.
I know. An experience. Experiences should worth way more. You're sitting there and someone is navigating your
And you
thoughts.
get to be part of the audience and like feel the laughter. And
That's what I'm saying.
like those shows are just really undercharged. I mean, I'm not complaining because I don't like spending a lot of money, but that's probably the best possible thing you can spend on entertainment for your money.
Comedians should be A-list celebrities, all of them.
Yeah.
If you
They're
have
actually the
skill,
celebrities that don't make nearly as much money, and people don't know most of them, which
they
is
bring
really
laughter
sad.
to our faces.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along. For teachers, surgeons, the people who actually
Yeah.
contribute back to humanity, those are the
Healthcare workers,
ones. Those should be most our
educators.
MVPs
Mhm.
and our celebrities. But it's backwards. We don't. Those are not our celebrities. Anyway, so
And those are the ones that literally have to actually form unions because they're still not being paid fair
Respected or
wages
valued.
and they're not being respected, or they don't get health insurance. You know what I mean? Like, these are, unfortunately, those are the people that actually have to like fight for their money.
Rather, the people we reward the most are politicians.
Yeah.
The ones that
are ruining our lives.
the ones that have the ability to twist words.
The ones that don't
Rewrite
answer
words.
questions appropriately, and they like to send you.
Our best liars.
Yes.
Those are the ones who we like. That's what politicians do. Like, you ask a politician, is the sky blue? They'll look at the sky.
And if he doesn't want you to know that it's blue, he's gonna convince you.
He'll start by saying,
It may look, but
he'll start by telling you a story. You know, when I was 15 years old, let me tell you a story. When I was 15 years old, my mother, she was an amazing woman. She worked hard. She was a single mother, and she went to school. She raised 5 kids. I tell you, there's no other woman like that. And she raised me to understand the importance of hard work, of giving back to the community. Meanwhile, you're sitting there wondering, at some point, he's gonna tell me whether this sky is blue or not.
right.
But
And then they never do. And then
never
they'll be like,
does.
I hope that answers your question. Next. And then they'll ask another question. They'll be like, I got this same thing when I was in Oklahoma. And this man who was a blue collar worker, he told me one day that we suffer through this during the job. And what can you do about that? And I told him that when I was a child, my father was also a worker like you.
this is what politicians
I hope
do.
that answers your question. Next.
This is what politicians do, and we like to listen to that for some
We
reason.
do, but like, are people following? Because they never ever, I don't think they've ever really thoroughly answered a question. I don't think I've ever heard that come from a politician.
They don't tell the truth. They play around with words.
Yeah,
Or
no
they-
straight
They
answers.
fill in the space. That's why they make good lawyers, because they
And
can.
that's why Bernie was so good, because he will like not only answer the question thoroughly, but he will like lecture you and yell at you like he's your angry father
A lot of people hate him for that.
to make you know this is the answer.
Some people hate him. I like the guy. I like.
Yeah, I really
I
like
how
that.
principled he was. But they don't want him.
Yep, unfortunately. Thought he would have been good. You know when you see ants crawling around at some point of the day, and then for the next like 6 hours, you just, anytime you might feel like the slightest tickle on your skin, you start to feel jumpy like there's an ant on you. I've been feeling like that all day.
It doesn't happen with me. It doesn't happen to me with ants. It happens to me with flies.
It happens with any bug.
Once a fly buzzes past me, my mind will keep imagining it doing it over and over and over. Even when it's not there, I'll think it's there. And so I keep looking around, trying to swat it, and it's not there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like, my hair constantly is like tickling my arms and whatnot, and I keep thinking it's an ant. So, I'm like, ah! And then I find out that it's just my hair. Sucks. Mm-hmm. When is your appointment?
Did the accountant respond to you?
Most likely. This was for empathy collection though, right? That's it.
Yeah. Good
She's
Lord.
just giving me opium and nursing.
How did you play it?
Yeah, don't think we had employees for empathy collection though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what did you fill out in the application? You filled out the application.
Oh wait, I think I filled it out for 2020, not the 2019. So it's really whatever we say. We can show that we aren't, so I guess we will have to make some.
I don't understand what you mean.
You're just gonna put me down as an employee and say that you paid me that much. Or empathy collection paid me or us a certain amount as an employee. And then that's what we're gonna use. Oh, you're finished?
Yeah, I'm ready to go eat.
Oh. I thought you were gonna
Be partners.
Yeah.
So, clarify with her and do it so we can submit them. So that stuff doesn't linger.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, it's been half of a year already. We can easily show that, you know, we paid employees so much. I think that it sounds better out here, given that the pump is full. You don't hear the pump like struggling and making all that rattling noise. Are you starting to get restless while your friend is here?
Yeah, I was ready for him to leave.
I saw that and I was like,
What did I do?
I was just like, because you kept like you were doing that thing, like where you kind of sit back and cross your arms and you sort of like look the other way. And then while he's talking,
yeah.
he's trying to make eye contact
I
with
don't
you
look the
and
other
him,
way.
and you're just like, and you like rub your chin, and then you just kind of like look away and you're like, uh-huh. And then
I think
at
I
the
remember
same
doing
time, you
that.
like looked tired, and I was just like, "Wait, is he doing this routine? Like, this is like, you're the main guy who's supposed to be entertaining. Are you like passing it all on to me or something? Like, what's going on?" And
I
then,
think at some point I started falling asleep.
yeah, I think he started checking out or something, and I was like, okay, so I think I have to try to have more energy now in this conversation. I'm not like a second-class citizen anymore. Like, I have to try to like, it's like, you were just like, did that thing, and then you got up. There was a point where you like got up and you were like standing, and you're just, I don't know, like I sat down and I would just like kind of look at you, and then you were like not there. You're definitely looking somewhere else. It's like, and just very low energy. You're lounging over the like counter and just kind of like almost sleepy looking. And I was like,
I know I checked out a few times.
I was like, oh no.
I was ready for it to be over. I thought he would have gotten up to leave like an hour ago. But he just didn't seem to be in a hurry.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be in a hurry at all. Like, I would have assumed, like, if it's just him, it would have been, like, just quick, like, a quick, like, stop by,
quick
maybe
stop by.
eat a snack,
1 hour tops.
and, like,
6 hours.
drink some tea and then leave. But then
We were
it
going on
turned
3
into
hour
a full
visit.
meal, like a 3-course meal. It was, like, I gave you guys dinner and with an appetizer and then, you know, dessert and tea.
Yeah, I got tired.
It was a full thing, and
I wasn't planning on entertaining that long.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't
It's cool.
it's fine. It was nice to like do that. It came a lot earlier than I thought he was gonna come. Because you said 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, good. That gives me time to do this, this, and this. And I was just like, go. And then I was like in the middle of getting dressed when the doorbell rings, and I'm like, crap!
I was surprised he got there that soon too. I thought it would like, be 30 minutes. He got there like in 10 minutes.
It's like he was already almost here when he called, I think. I actually thought that like I was gonna be able to get dressed and then run down and finish my food in time.
Yeah.
So like also like start on making like a bigger snack. But like nothing.
Well, I don't think you're a second class citizen.
Aww. Aww.
You're a very important member of the group.
Thank you.
You should never feel that. I usually just, I don't know what happens to me. I get to a point where I want to be alone now. If I had that power, that's what I would say. Okay, guys, I need to be alone now. Isn't that what Daniel
rich you
does?
have to be to
No,
like
no, no,
be
you
able
don't have
to
to be very rich. Daniel does that all the time.
That's true. Daniel does it, but the difference is everyone already knows that he's a spoiled brat. And that's Daniel being Daniel. And he does that to family. Well, he might do it to friends too. I don't know what he does actually.
He wouldn't get away with it if he did it in my house. I'll cut that shit off. Like, huh? Excuse you.
I'm surprised
You don't have any right to
got
make
to
it
the point where
romantic.
he can get away with that. Cause like I would have never gotten away with anything like that. You know, no one.
You guys
would.
let him. So he tried it at one point. And no one pushed back, and he kept doing it.
Yeah.
First time I'll hear anything like that, I'll ask you exactly what makes you think you have the right to say something like that around me. What have you earned anything in this house that makes you feel like we should suspend our activity to honor your demand and desire? How dare you? I would have cut it off quick.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't deserve it.
It's rude.
It's rude and
It's
disrespectful.
rude. If you're going to someone's house, or even someone's coming to your house, you need to be engaging. You at least need to be awake and, you know, kind of friendly looking. But he's just like, ah. And you just, if he feels like falling asleep or ignoring everyone or just walking away, go sitting in another room by himself, like, he can just do that. Like he's a child.
I told Chris we'll just sit down out here and talk, just me and you, and we have an amazing time. I didn't tell him the important part of this sit down.
I mean,
This
yeah,
is an
but
important
like,
piece of it.
it is, but you know what? Like, even if that wasn't there, wouldn't you want to sit outside and talk? Don't you?
I admire your illusions.
Wow.
It's good to dream. Makes life hopeful.
You don't want to sit outside and talk?
Talk about what?
Oh my god.
Let me explain something. There's
We talk. And this isn't something that you want to do? Cause...
no, I ordinarily enjoy having conversations with you.
Okay.
But being me and being very conscious of ROI on my time and time, you know, I feel like every time I spend time, there's got to be a return of investment.
Return of investment is a lovely, happy life, married life together forever. That is your return on investment.
Hey,
This could be the best investment you ever made or the worst.
that is true. That is a fact.
Depends on how well you take care of your investments.
I think I am doing a pretty good job.
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
So, here's the thing. This soothes the edges. Something that happens when I smoke. It smoothens, removes the bumps on a road a journey through my mind. I was gonna make that journey, but without it, there's more of it, obligations and responsibilities. My notes, my undone notes. You need to follow up with Daisy to make sure that she did everything I asked her to do at the beginning of the week. You know, the upcoming mortgage payments in a few days, the pharmacy, and the fact that we have not designed the packaging for the sweet sage tubers and they're already waiting for us. I never wanted that to be that they're waiting for us, you know. So all that stuff is swirling around my head every single day. The moment I do this, it's like jumping into the pool and you're underneath the water. You know how it feels? Like numb, noise. It's dampened. You don't hear much of outside. What's going on outside? It's like being in a vacuum. That's how it feels. It's like my mind is now free to think about other beautiful things that actually, you know, and other entertainment things like art, beauty, and beauty. We never actually sit to appreciate beauty. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
We're such in a hurry through life that we miss out on the beauty. Appreciating nature, just sitting and saying thank you, and taking it all in. We rarely have that opportunity. We're distracted by social media, Instagram, looking at other people's lives, reading stuff on the internet. That's not old. There's a lot that we miss out. I feel like I'm more and more in connection with my awareness. I'm more and more aware.
You're aware of your awareness.
I'm in sync with my consciousness. I understand better what life is about. It's actually about being the best version of you. Experiencing it and enjoying it, taking on the adventure. Because the more
The journey towards becoming the best version of you.
yeah, take the journey. Go on the journey. You have to go on the journey. That journey is what feeds your soul and wakes you up every morning. I don't care what that journey is, but go on that journey. Don't just sit and watch other people. A lot of people sit and stare at the TV watching other people going on their journeys, and they miss out on their own life. You must be willing to risk everything to go on that journey. You know what I mean?
Yep. Just everything is going right.
You must be willing. The journey has to be a mutual agreement. You must sit down and weigh all the options and agree on the journey. Once you start that journey, go full force. Don't look back until you achieve it. Get out of it. You want more? I got
That's fine. Yeah. Save it for later. I don't know about you.
But I want something to eat.
Exactly. What did you say?
Need lights like that.
Oh yeah. Well, we have lights like that. We can just, we should actually put them up. Or we could get a couple more packages and, because I know you want to do that triangle thing where it like goes to that tray, I guess, and then back. I think it would also be good if we line the patio, or the covered area.
I was just gonna put one going all the way down there and one going all the way down.
Actually, yeah, that would be really good too. We probably need like 1, 2, 3. 4 to 5 more of those packs. We can do it though. We could do that. We could get a grill, shop around on like OfferUp and whatnot for some backyard furniture, and then boom, we're gonna be the talk of the neighborhood.
I don't know. We'll get one of those outdoor seaters with the couch.
Yeah.
Put it over there.
Or like we originally planned to throw that couch out here. Do you still think that you want to do that, or?
I take up too much space.
Okay. That's cool.
I'm doing it outside right now. I'm not.
Do their lights come on every night, or
No, this lights don't come on.
is it like I'm hearing music? They might be out, or I guess they have guests. I mean, remember we saw the one guy pull up earlier today.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's what it's on.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need more dirt. Oh, you put Chuck's collar on.
Say it like it's hard.
You're funny.
It's not hard to do.
Sit down. Be humble. You know that's hard to do. It is so difficult to get her to sit still and to be able to put something on her. You really have to fight.
No. You have to. You can't show her that that's what you're trying to do.
And so how did you do it then?
She came close to me, and I stuck my hand out like this because I know whenever I do this, she knows I want to pet her. So she came closer and I started petting. And I grabbed her, picked her up, took her to the ground, set her down, and put the phone on. The first part of that was don't come at her like, oh, you're holding the thing in your hand. And you're like,
Let's go, Jack.
that's not gonna happen. You have to just act normal. She already comes to you by herself. When you just sit, she just like comes and you're like, get away from me.
Yeah.
That right there tells you you don't even need to do anything and she will come to you. And when she comes to you, then you do what you need to do.
Okay.
You don't go. Then she's gonna go, so you really want to play now, huh? And she'll start going in circles. It's a mind game, man. You have a bigger mind than she does. She does use it. Our mind is actually our weapon when it comes to that. Not the speed, not you're not faster than her.
It's true, I'm not faster.
So why do you even try?
Why do I try to chase her?
So don't even do that. Like, use your mind. Your mind is way more advanced than that.
Okay.
It's always funny to me when I see you try to chase it. You're like this. What do you think you're doing? Yeah, you're really gonna catch it. I'm gonna sit here and watch that happen. I'll bet my whole life savings on it too. She's already conditioned to know that whenever you hook something to her neck, you hook the leash to her neck, she knows not to move.
Yeah, she knows, like, well, that's it.
That's it, my freedom is taken. She knows, because for some reason, I used to have other animals, when you put them on the leash, they're still doing this the entire
They're
time.
still fighting you. No, she knows, like, it's you hook her on the leash and she's like, oh, you caught me.
So
I give up. And then she's just like, take me to, like,
she just lays down and lays there.
yeah. She doesn't struggle at all.
So I love that leash right there. So I'm gonna do is hook her up.
So if you stand next to it, she'll probably know what you're doing.
Again, you can't show her that's what you're trying to do. She'll come close to you and you pet her. You grab her by both the front legs and lift her up and take her over there. Or you can just grab her by the leash and pull her.
What's funny is that we're discussing like how to trap her and tie her up,
She has no
and
idea.
she's like laying down by my feet.
There's no idea.
It's all comfortable and cozy.
That's our weapon, our mind.
Yeah.
We don't stand a chance. It's our mind that figured out that we can lock her up here. She wouldn't have any way to get out.
Yeah.
That's how much power we have over her. Because she's supposed to be a free animal roaming around. We transported her from where Siberian huskies from the cold planet
Cold
where she was.
areas.
We locked her in the backyard in the desert.
You are our pet.
We imprisoned her for life. But we feed her very well. Better than she'll probably find out there.
Yeah.
Feed her very well. She's that at that.
Yeah.
She's in for our amusement, entertainment, companion.
I think she plays her role in this household.
Very well.
She's
One
like,
more.
no, but yeah, like the energy that she has in this home. Like she fills the space. Because remember that one day she ran away and we didn't have Chuck for like a full day and a half in the backyard? It was like, it didn't feel right. Like on one hand we were all just like, you know what, maybe it's okay, maybe she served her purpose here. Maybe we don't need Chuck in the backyard ruining all of our plans. But on the other hand, it's like we still feel bad. So it's like it felt empty in the house, like there was all this empty space, and it just didn't feel balanced. And then, so Chuck has a purpose.
That's her place. It's part of the family.